12 battleships, one mission. To prove the Royal Navy is a war-ready machine. They'll be deploying the Marines into the most hostile jungles, where they'll have to survive and face their greatest fears.
Looking left and right, looking left and right. No.
Assault ship HMS Bulwark is leading the Taurus task group, the largest amphibious deployment for a decade. And as they sail into the Far East, they'll be pulling out all the stops.
Reset! Oh!
HMS Bulwark's reached the Bay of Bengal on her mission to carry out amphibious exercises on foreign shores. She's now on her way to Singapore. The 200 Marines are back on board after 5 days of fighting their way through the swamps of Bangladesh. So their weapons and boats have taken a good beating.
That's weapon oil. Because of the conditions out here, the humidity and that, they just turn into rust.
Bulwark's designed with Marines in mind. Her unique feature is the well dock that's 4 decks high and runs almost the length of the ship, housing 60 vehicles and 4 huge boats. All this equipment's looked after by Assault Squadron Marines like Daz Farmer.
On average, it's about 30 to 35 degrees down there every day. Well, it's honking, constantly sweating your tits off. And it's just a horrible environment. Like, we're the unlucky ones because we're the only people that work down here.
When they're not working, the lads are crammed into a small mess room. And although they're a close-knit bunch, living on top of each other can be a problem. Their energy has to be released somehow. So, in the 40-degree heat, the ship's physical trainer, Lenny, has arranged a testosterone-fueled sports event on the flight deck.
Well, sports really is ideal for keeping people's spirits high. We've been at sea now for 6 weeks, so trying just something slightly different. And for 4 or 5 hours, you forget about being away from your loved ones.
Lenny set up what's called a field gun run. It's supposed to replicate a Boer War battle scene from over 100 years ago, when the Navy carried cannons over 2 miles to help rescue the army. It's a proud tradition, but a bit lost on the Marines.
Is it field gun? Yeah. Field gun challenge or some other.
Without a gun?
Without a gun, yeah, without a gun.
A basket filled with weights replicates the gun. It comes in at a strength-sapping 12 stone. No problem for the muscle-bound Marines and their six-packs.
Just take over and win as we can.
Yeah, you better not shoot if we lose, like.
There's 6 teams taking part. Last to pitch up, the Marines. And first out the blocks, Bulwark's captain, Wayne Keeble.
There isn't any sport that I don't take part in. I make a point of doing that because if I have to lead the team in whatever it may be, if it's peacetime, conflict or whatever, I've got to be leading them. I would say we're the favourites.
But competition's fierce, especially between the captain's team, the Marines, and the petty officers team led by Steve Wardby.
They're a bit slow at the moment, there doesn't seem to be any urgency. We'll be quicker than this, by a long shot.
It's a bit crap, to be honest. I mean, as a captain, you know, he navigates a ship. Don't carry a gun.
Daz is keen on winning, but he's clearly not too bothered about promotion.
Yeah, he's like an old man, look at him, half dead.
At under 5 minutes, the captain sets a tough time to beat. Next up, Steve Wardby's team.
Still fast time. Still fast time. They keep it together. It's all getting very tense now. Chiefs could win.
Steve takes the lead, beating the captain by a whopping 55 seconds.
All the operations were nice and slick, so, you know, it was ideal. Yeah, it was good. Went well.
We grab one of the clips.
But next up, it's odds-on favourites, the Marines.
I think most of the lads know they're going to win anyway. Lads?
Look like they're doing all right, but they've made a few errors. Well run, guys!
Yeah, it was alright. Did you get me fourth, did you? Never mind, it happens, doesn't it?
The Marines got the quickest time, but picked up so many penalty points they've come in last. But defeat's not in their vocabulary.
That went onto the bench, your right foot into the gas.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Bollocks.
Out of 6, they came 6th. They were like that.
Then, Lenny's fun-packed afternoon takes a dramatic turn.
What's that?
That's not good. You want to cut? Yeah, that's not good. Hey? What's that? Who's done that?
Any personnel who just activated the miles for the alarm contact the bridge.
What side?
Starboard side, wait and turn.
This isn't a drill, this is for real. It's life and death. If someone falls over and we can't find them within a certain amount of time, obviously there's a limit on how long you can keep treading water for.
When anyone goes in the water, all you're going to see is the head, unless they've got a life jacket on.
From the deck to the bridge, the ship swings into a series of actions designed to give the best hope of recovery.
The first thing we do is we'll hit the man overboard alarm. That'll put a marker in the system which we can drive round.
But retracing their route takes Bulwark into a tropical rainstorm, making it impossible to spot anyone who might have fallen into the water.
All personnel report to their messes prior to Operation Thimble Hunt.
Thimble Hunt is Navy speak for searching the ship to find out who's missing.
They go to their messes, they report into the person in charge of that mess, who then reports into a central organisation up here on the bridge, so that we can check that everybody is truly accounted for.
Vallis,
Everyone is ticked off the register.
Warnock, Whittaker, and Williamson.
For captain and crew, there's relief.
All personnel have now been accounted for, therefore, stand down, Operation Thimble Hunt, stand down, Operation Thimble Hunt.
The false alarms brought the ship's normal operations to a standstill, but Captain Keeble's putting a positive spin on the disruption.
Today it took us about 12 minutes for 538 people to check in, make sure they were all on board. To account for that many people in that time, very swift reactions, exactly what I would have hoped for.
HMS Bulwark's one of 12 ships that make up the Taurus task group. From submarines to destroyers, they're a mobile battle group that's capable of invading any shore. And while Captain Keeble's top dog on Bulwark, it's Commodore Peter Hudson who's the ultimate authority running the whole Taurus deployment.
I have a battle staff team of 30, and we are continually doing the forward planning. We then issue our orders to the various ships and the commandos to execute that plan.
Ocean Somerset and Mitchell's group will be to the southeast of
Sri Lanka at midday, sir.
As long as we keep thinking ahead, it'll be safe.
When you're in charge of a multi-million-pound operation, the work never ends.
These are big deployments. They take a lot of time to plan. They're quite expensive. So to get this opportunity, for me, is really rewarding.
Today, Peter's going to visit one of the other ships in the fleet.
Good, right, I'll see you later on this afternoon, gang.
Wave Ruler's a supply ship manned by civilians. It's a bit like a floating supermarket that keeps the task group going.
Hey, how are you, Rob? Good to see you. Are you well? Very well, sir. Good to see you again. There's nothing better, really, than come over for a few hours and have a one-to-one chat with the sailors, meet the officers.
28 flights.
828 fine. Now, who haven't I not met? I can help. You know, amongst the task group, we can help each other out.
The ship also carries huge supplies of diesel. She's about to refuel Bulwark, something that happens about every 4 weeks. Peter has got a front row seat.
How long you got left?
Till 3:30.
Another hour?
Wave Ruler's crew has got 20,000 tonnes of assault ship travelling just 40 metres off their starboard bow. But for these old hands, it's just another day at the office.
It's just like being a floating petrol station. The car pulls in and gets fuel, the ship pulls alongside and gets fuel. And that's the way we describe it.
Over on Bulwark, the bosun is overseeing the other end of the operation.
Basically, we're going to connect a 6-inch hose into my receiver, my fueling point, and we're going to pump diesel. Quite a lot of it. Nearly 1,000 tonnes of diesel, which is no mean feat.
This will last around 2,000 miles, but will only fill a quarter of her tank. Going by today's prices at the pump, to fill her up would cost £700,000. With refuelling complete, Peter's back on Bulwark.
Well?
Yes, sir, yeah.
And it seems as though his hard work running the task group's not gone unnoticed.
Well, I've just heard from the Naval Secretary and from the First Sea Lord that I've been selected for promotion to Rear Admiral, which is a great thrill, and I'm very excited. The downside is I have to leave the deployment, and I've lived and breathed this for a year, so slightly mixed emotions, but overall, not too bad.
To celebrate, the Commodore's throwing an impromptu dinner party for the chiefs of the messes. Fortunately, he's got his own personal steward and chef, so all he's got to do is turn up.
So I'm just doing some fancy rolls just for dinner this evening. He's a fish man, he loves fish. Fresh fish is his forte. I've been a chef 20 years. I joined the Navy 6.5 years ago. I love it. I absolutely love my job, and I've been doing it for a long time. And I think I like to show what I can do to other people, you know, show off a little.
But big-hearted Scally's always got time to share his flair for food with his fellow chefs on board.
Over here is tonight's starter for the wardroom, tomato soup this evening. John, do you want some cream for this, mate? Some cream? Good tomato soup?
Yes, we've got it.
Yeah, so just go in the fridge, mate, on my shelf. Yeah, get it in, mate, get it in. Breaking my heart.
He doesn't like to give the Commodore's cream away to the main galley chef. But as soon as the camera's here, it makes him look special.
It does, you're right, it does make me look good.
After 3 days in the open sea, Bulwark's back in sight of dry land. She sailed halfway round the world from Plymouth to reach the most exciting part of the deployment, travelling through the Andaman Sea to Singapore. But first, she's stopping at the Malaysian port of Johor to drop off the Marines.
It's quite breathtaking, actually. Can't wait to get off the ship now.
Dean Medhurst is part of 40 Commando. They've joined Bulwark to sharpen their survival skills in hostile environments, and it doesn't get more hostile than the jungles of Malaysia.
Right, about 90 minutes, I reckon.
Medhurst spent 6 years as an RAF policeman, but like half of the company, he's fresh out of Marine Commando training and a jungle virgin.
There's a lot of work to move it all. It's going to be immense.
They've got to unload 9 tons of ammo and weapons, 2 tons of food and water, 2 Land Rovers, 4 trucks and 400 pieces of baggage. But it's all worth it, because for the Marines, this is what the whole deployment's been building up to.
I've been waiting for it for a while, just get on with it now and get into the trees. So, yeah, it's fine. It's quite hot, humid, what we expected, so it's good.
They're deployed into the wildest rainforests of northern Malaysia by road and air. It's an environment a million miles away from anything they've ever known. They're going to learn how to survive and fight battles in some of the harshest terrain imaginable.
Malaysians know their stuff, this is their environment. Most of their instructors grow up in it, so their dads and their grandparents have been teaching them since they were little children, the old ways, and they are very good.
For Marine Rosie, survival training in this climate's a whole new experience.
Last time we did it, we were on Dartmoor and it was January, so it was wet and cold. And in Malaysia, it's about 37 each shade.
40 Commando is being broken in gently, as the Malaysian Army give them a lesson in foraging for food.
Here we have 3 types of ferns. Okay, all fern, the young shoot are edibles.
But eating your greens in the jungle might give you more than you've bargained for.
This is a black punish tree. It's good for your cock to make it bigger and hard.
Ferns alone won't feed a hungry Marine, though. To catch something more substantial on the jungle menu, they'll have to learn the art of trapping.
This is what we call monkey lob trap. When a monkey comes around here, okay, go to the loop, grab the bait, release the mechanism. Come, food, done, cook, okay? Next, boom.
Monkeys aren't the only thing on the menu.
What you've got here, gents, is basically your snake. Captain Hardman's course did find a python in the area you're going to, and it kept him going 30 blokes for a whole week. Grab its tail. Come up from behind it. Place your foot. That's it. Yeah, onto the back of its neck. What you do now... He's dead. Put it down. Let go.
It's an eye-opener.
This might look harsh, but in the field, these techniques save lives.
They could be flying over the jungle in a helicopter, something goes wrong, the helicopter crashes, and basically they're in a survival situation. They may get lost on a navigation or on a patrol, which happened a few years ago to the army. You never know when it can happen to you, so you need those basic skills of water, shelter and food to survive until you're basically found and rescued.
OK, to skin it, just basically slig around the neck. Next thing you do, with the flat of your blade, all you do, find the spine and it's cut down.
What we're too keen on trying to catch and skin a snake.
No.
And see that going Pete tongue, fucking hell.
All right, once you've done that, Bob's your uncle.
While the Marines get to grips with filleting a snake,
Oh, fuck off.
on board, Scally makes the final touches to the Commodore's gourmet dinner.
Starter, fillets of red snapper on spaghetti of red onion and peppers. Main course, poached ballantine of chicken. And for duff, pudding, a baked lemon tart with cream. So hopefully they enjoy it.
He'd better get his skates on, because the first guests, Steve and Lenny, have just arrived. dressed for the occasion in their Red Sea rig.
And then we'll put them back in there, yeah? Okay.
Got an evening meal with a Commodore tonight. Should be rather nice.
And why do you two get to do that?
Because we're special. Because we are special. Yin and yang. Yeah. Itchy and scratchy.
Right, come on through, come on through. As you know, I'm off in a few days' time. I can't get everybody up for supper, but you can then pass it on to the rest of your messes. The support you've given me has been much appreciated. So the least I can do is give you a glass of wine and a bite to eat. So thanks very much. Tuck in. There we go.
In the jungle, bushmeat's on the menu.
Lads, with the monkeys itself, you can eat near enough everything on it, okay? Basically, all the meat is good.
3 monkeys' heads on there, for Christ's sake.
Got a bit of monkey.
It's a bit well done. I prefer it rare, to be honest.
But some Marines just don't have the stomach for it.
You gonna be eating Avis?
I can't, I'm a veggie.
Coming up, 40 Commando face their worst fears under live fire. In the Malaysian jungle, 40 Commando have just spent their first night in the trees.
I slept like a baby. I think I woke up about 4 o'clock-ish. I realised I had another couple of hours and went back to sleep again.
But Medhurst's in for a rude awakening because today the Marines are handling live ammunition. They'll make their way down this 100-metre long firing range, neutralising enemy targets to rescue their injured colleague, Eddie.
First target's off over there. However, when a young lad and his heart's going, adrenaline's going, he'll find it difficult even to see that, and a lot of the targets you'll see him that will just bypass him.
This battle scenario is essential preparation to see how these new Marines react under live fire conditions, because in 8 months' time, they'll be sent to Afghanistan.
Eyes wide open on this, right? Get yourself switched on, ready to go down there. Make sure your drills are
As a veteran of Iraq, Afghanistan and Bosnia, there's no one better to prepare them than Buck.
And move down there at a reasonable pace. Don't fucking fanny about. It's about getting down there, getting the casualty, and getting the fuck out of there.
Medhurst is one of the biggest and fittest Marines in the company, and he's feeling confident.
There'll be a few pickups, but if there weren't, then I won't be human. So, but I reckon otherwise I'll smash it.
He's going to have to wait his turn, as first up, it's Rosie.
Gonna be cheeky.
Drag him into cover.
Stand. Get up to Richie now. Come on, start moving yourself.
It's the first time they've done this, and the density of the trees makes it difficult to judge the distance of the targets. But Rosie, he's a natural.
Look at that!
It was a good effort straight into the lane. All right, you're aware of what was going on, and once you got up there and you got up to Eddie, we got a little bit tired then, didn't we?
Pick him up!
In fact, everyone's finding it a struggle to carry Eddie to safety.
Come on, get round him! Get him up! Go! Let's get Eddie back here!
In a few months' time, mistakes like these could cost lives, and Buck's making sure the message gets home.
I know it's not easy, it's not meant to be easy, but he's 85 kilos, same fucking weight as him, all right? And you would need to be able to drag him out.
Next up, it's Medhurst.
A little bit nervous at the moment before starting this, so it's a good sign, surely. Get the adrenaline going.
Where you go when you're ready. Straight down, Bennett. Looking. They're on their way, Eddie.
I can see.
Looking, left and right. Looking.
Once in the thick of it, he loses focus and forgets the basics.
Start fucking looking, start pushing forward. Looking left and right. Looking left and right. Look. Let's go! Start moving on. Let's move. Let's move. He's dead. Now start looking.
Stop it!
In the confusion, Medhurst reloads in the open.
What can you do, man? Let's get some fucking cover.
Shit.
Start moving. This way, numbnuts. This way. Get it back.
Take your helmet off. How do you think it went?
Clusterfuck to begin with. Just not aware of what was going on around me.
As soon as you started moving in, you just turned into fucking what? What was the problem? Why did you stop?
I have no idea.
And start to come back towards me. Okay? Big fucking oath. You should have been pushing through there and eyes watching everywhere. You were looking everywhere, but you weren't fucking seeing anything, were you?
Not initially, no.
No. You needed to take that moment. If you were fucking short, should have gone down, got your thoughts together before you moved off again. Right? That was pretty fucking pants for you, because you can do better than that. Yeah? You need to sit up here. It's thinking, isn't it? Thinking man's game. Right, knowing how many rounds you should have left. Yeah? Looking for the next piece of cover. Looking for the enemy. And all the good things to do soldiering. Right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, well. It was poo anyway, so... Well, it was poo, so... Look at me.
As soon as I got him down here, he was flapping.
Looking left and right. Looking left and right. Look.
You can ill afford blokes to be like that when we're out in Afghan. It's all right being the fittest, strongest bloke there, but at the end of the day, we're here to be Marines. And, you know, next year, his mates will be relying on people like him to make sure that they're going to compounds, and people don't need to be told twice. He needs to be able to do it and get up there and have some bollocks about him, which he didn't today.
Majorly disappointed in myself.
And things aren't going to get any easier, because tomorrow Medhurst's got to abseil from a helicopter and straight into group combat. "50 miles south, HMS Bulwark's crew sets eyes on Singapore, one of the world's most important seaports and once a key part of the British Empire. This 20,000-ton state-of-the-art warship will take pride of place, representing the best of British at a gathering of 25 warships from 14 different countries.
Because it's a pretty formal visit, so we're all falling in Procedure Alpha. We've got all the junior rates down on the port and starboard waist, then all the senior rates on this deck, and then on the deck up above, we've got all the officers.
Bulwark will be alongside for 5 days, taking part in an international maritime exhibition. It's where politicians, defence contractors and the Navy's top brass get to network and look at what's on offer.
A lot of Royal Navy real estate in one place.
Below decks, the junior ratings of 2P2 mess are comparing mementos from previous stopovers.
I had a few wets, like, and I was like, I'll get a tell, drunk. I thought I'd get a tell my girlfriend's name. So I got it done, and then by the time I was sober, it was over. So yeah. But it's the morale tattoo. All the lads love it because it's something stupid, and it was for a end. So
After 2 months stuck on a ship, it's hard keeping morale high. So the lads pass the time with some cabin games unique to the Navy.
Basically, got round the table. What you got to do is start on top of the table, and then you got to try and get under the table without touching the floor, and then get back on top of the table. It's quite a hard game, actually. Go on, Flo.
And there's plenty more where that came from. Fortunately for their sanity, tonight 2P2 mess are allowed onto shore, and with paychecks in the bank, they're ready to do what all 20-somethings do: party. And as it's Lucky's 18th birthday, they're planning a big one. But Spike and his mate Ginge aren't hitting the bars just yet.
all the lads have gone for a drink, but we've got a score to settle now. Because I lost at left-handed darts, I now have to get a tattoo.
The deal was, whoever won got to choose a tattoo that the other one had to have. The tattoo I've chosen is I'm here, ... to F shit up. Because it's just random and funny. So it's going to be on his arse.
Let's do it. Come on. It's all for a giggle, isn't it? It's only on my body for the rest of my life. God. It feels really nice, actually.
It looks good, it's funny, and he'll remember me and Singapore because of that tattoo.
Yes, I will.
If I was your dad, I'd be so proud, mate. If I had a son and my son came back with that, I'd be like, fair one, that must have been a good night.
Yeah. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I think it's a good tattoo.
Tattoos taken care of, 2P2 Mess is reunited.
We're going to get our groove on and we're going to go show Lucky a good time because it is his birthday at the end of the day. It actually is the end of the day, isn't it? What time is it? So,
1:15. With so many beautiful girls on hand, what better way for these red-blooded sailors to round off the evening than with a slow dance? With each other.
I'm just the kind of guy who dreams of you each night. I'm just the kind of guy who longs to hold you tight. I'm just your kind of guy.
But there's always a price to pay for getting carried away.
Just went bit mad for it. I don't really remember much, but it was a good night, I think. It's like 7:05 in the morning. I wanted to get some sleep, but I've only got 1 hour. I need to get a shower, a shave, and get in uniform and be at work. So, but I'll be alright. Obviously, professional. But I'm looking forward to seeing Spike's face. It should be funny.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Party as detailed on daily orders. Muster on the flight deck.
But Spike's got no time to feel sorry for himself. Bulwark's hosting a cocktail reception tonight, and Spike's part of the ceremonial guard that's going to be the highlight of the evening.
To your left, turn!
It's Petty Officer Steve Wardby's job to make sure it all goes off without a hitch.
You are having the Americans, the Brazilians, the Japanese, the French, the Germans, the Netherlands. You are having all nations now staring at you. You are the Royal Navy, the chips and gravy. You are the best. Stand by. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
The VVIP is the first Sea Lord, so it is going to be, it's going to be extremely important. A lot of pressure on myself and the guard to make sure they deliver the goods.
March!
And no one's got their work cut out more than a fragile-feeling Spike.
Spike, you're tick-tocking! Taking you out an hour's sleep, Spike! Spike, you are useless.
Unfortunately for him, Steve's got his own sadistic hangover cure.
Stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch. Onto the camera, smile.
I'm smiling. I love the RM. This is brilliant.
God!
But Spike's not Steve Wardby's only problem. It's a long time since many of these volunteers have handled weapons.
No, like that.
The shoulder arms, your hand comes across the body.
Next movement, bring it and slap it together. So the heel of your hand and your forearm hit together.
And conditions aren't making for cool heads.
Well, it's about 34 degrees, 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's quite hot. It's quite humid as well. There's no wind. It's too hot. It's too hot at the moment. But we need to get this done. Right, just spread down a bit. Spread down a bit. Give yourself a bit of space so you don't stab each other. Some of them don't know their left from the right at the moment.
How do you put it on the wrong side of your shoulder there? What's the alarm out?
Well, I'm sure we'll get some marker pen and put it on the shoes or something. Shell. That's left. That's right.
Coming up, Medhurst has to hold it together 200 feet off the ground.
I've got to pull it out of the bag. I've got to give 120%.
Shoulder up!
And the time for rehearsal's over as Steve's guard does it for real. In the heart of the Malaysian jungle, Marine Dean Medhurst's about to be dropped by helicopter into a combat zone. It might be an exercise, but he's got a lot to prove after messing up yesterday on the live firing lane.
Looking left and right. Looking left and right. Look. What was the problem? Why did you stop?
I have no idea.
And start to come back towards me.
The first helicopter coming in with the first section, which is the Charlie fire team. They're going to be attached to the side, ready to abseil into a drop zone and carry out an attack on a position. I've got to pull it out of the bag. I've got to give 120% and more and get out there and nail it.
This will be his first fast rope drop from a helicopter. He's taken up in the links 180 feet. And he's first out. And first to hit the ground. But he's got a bigger test to face. As the bullets start flying, he's got to show he can hold his own in group combat. He leads the team through enemy fire to secure a position. His mates are relying on him, and he doesn't let them down.
It's good to get my mind back into it after yesterday. A little bit more confidence. I love being a Marine. It's awesome.
And Medhurst's performance has impressed his Sergeant Major.
I think he's learnt his lesson and doing a lot better than what he was yesterday. Everybody's entitled to a bad day, eh?
In Singapore, the ship is preparing to welcome a very important visitor. The First Sea Lord, who's in charge of the whole Royal Navy, is in town visiting Bulwark as one of his last duties before he retires.
I came out here first in 1968 as a midshipman. I mean, the naval base we're standing in now didn't exist. The country had, I think, 2 high-rise buildings in 1968. You know, now it's the city it is. So to come back to where I started my naval career is, it's been a bit special. And to be here with a significant naval task group, so it's good. Got a bit of experience here.
Hello again, sir.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yourself?
Seeing you as a PO gives everyone hope.
The First Sea Lord's using Bulwark to hold a cocktail party tonight, where the Royal Navy will play host to the heads of 30 other navies and local dignitaries. So it's time to spruce the place up and run the Hoover around.
Cocktail parties mainly are like the most exciting thing of our job. It's nice to see all the dresses and all the suits and everything.
As the guests arrive, down on 2 deck, weapons engineer Spike's back on form and getting dressed up to join the party as part of the ceremonial guard.
We are trained to be the best, so there's a pride factor, and everybody's going to be looking at you, and if you cock up, then it kind of reflects on the ship, so that's not what you want to happen.
Right, cruise again then, team.
And when you're about to parade in front of the world's navies, there's always time for one last rehearsal.
Right, it's in front of loads of people, so you're representing HMS Bulwark, the Royal Navy, and more importantly, yourself.
Guard! Ho! Guard! Out!
Heads up, shoulders back, be proud, be proud.
Guard! Eyes! Front! Shoulder! Up! Guard! Hold! Face hands! Up!
To Steve's relief, the guard performs perfectly.
You've always got a little bit of nerves, but I think that's really good, because if you've got nerves, that means you've got pride, you've got passion, and you want to do well. So, yeah, I had a bit of nerves, same as them.
Everybody that I've spoken to has said how well it's gone. And when they say that about our young people, perfect ambassadors for the UK, it's a very nice accolade, I think.
Proud moment for Mummy and Daddy Spike. Mummy and Daddy Spike, mate.
Next time on Warship, we're on board the UK's biggest helicopter carrier, HMS Ocean.
Fire, fire, fire!
When the crew face all the elements.
We've got fires and floods all around the ship. All hell's let loose.
As they come under attack.
The new series of Brighton Beach Patrol continues Friday night at 8 here on 5, with plenty of real-life incidents from the sea, from the streets and from the clubs. Back to tonight though, the new series of America's Toughest Prisons is coming up next.